Hello and good afternoon, all. Today is our fourth day for the internship. Last week, I traveled. I believe Mr. Idape have shared some data with you in relation to most of the problems you are encountering, some with the internship application process. Some are related to data upload, and some even complain of uh, they cannot log into their logbook, which I believe he have addressed most of these challenges, and I believe you all the issues you have has been sorted. So today we are going to quickly go back to our previous engagement on artificial intelligence, where we started developing text to image AI model. And unfortunately, we were unable to continue with the class last week. So today is supposed to be data analytics or data analysis class, but we are going to address or we are going to complete what we've started last week. 2 weeks ago. Then from there, we dive into data analytics. Because of time constraint, today we are going to start with GitHub because I have already completed the process using AI and put in mind our friend is AI during this engagement. So feel free to use the artificial intelligence for all the development, as well as if you have error in your code, you can be able to also use the AI tools to search and see if some of those issues you're encountering can be addressed. And also, there are other forums, other platforms that you can use to address most of your code issue errors. Writing computer code is difficult, but I know there are tools out there, there are forums, there are experts who have encountered the same problem you encounter in writing computer code. So feel free to search online. The forums will help you. The forum will give you first-hand experience based on addressing the issues you may encounter. So I have completed the process, and I'm going to share the code with you so that you can go back home or after this class, set it up on your IDE, and you should be able to run the program. Similarly, I would like to encourage those that are not very good in problem solving. When you have computer code, definitely, this is for sure. You must have one or two issues. So endeavor to search online and ask your colleagues to see how they can support you with solution. So like I've said, we are going to start with GitHub. So I know a lot of you have used GitHub or Git in collaboration in project management. Maybe if you have worked in a company before, you have used it in sharing part of your work with others. So today we are going to first start with GitHub because I promise I'm going to share what I have done with you. So to share it, we need to make it available on the cloud, that is on a repository where you can be able to access it. So quickly, what is GitHub? So let's search on the internet and find out what is GitHub so that you can have the knowledge uh, uh, by yourself, or you can use AI to ask of what is GitHub. But in nutshell, GitHub is a code collaboration environment, or is an environment that supports software developers, not only software developers. In any project, you can be able to use GitHub to make available of your code to other expert or team members. Take example, if you are in university and you are asked to share part of your research, maybe scientific research, with your course lecturer or with a team of experts, how you can share that, you can use GitHub. There are other platforms that can give you the same privilege of sharing your project with team members. But today we are going to focus on GitHub. So without waste of much time, I have already logged into my GitHub. So let me share my screen. Okay. So this is my GitHub page. Okay. So I've been using GitHub for quite a few years. I believe I started using GitHub around 2016, but probably I've used it before then, but I haven't pushed anything because it started counting when you started contributing. So I've started using it, I've started contributing around 2016 up to today, which is 2025, so plenty years, right? So one very good important of GitHub is whatever code you write, you keep it there and it's there forever. Let me give you a quick story. One of my colleagues in the office created a project. That's the project we are using for the logbook. He developed the project, but he failed to push it on repository on GitHub. His computer got crashed. After getting crashed, when computer crash, you can be able to recover the files. It's just for you to see if you can troubleshoot, install another operating system, then you recover your file. But his own fault is the drive got corrupted. So you see, in this type of situation, if the drive is corrupted and you cannot recover the drive, it is a problem. So he had to start from scratch and develop the logbook, which is quite time consuming. So, but when you have GitHub, when you create 2, 5, 10 line of code and you want to go on break, all you need to do is to push it and it will be on the GitHub repository. And other members or team members or project members can be able to full or can be able to copy from what you have done. So vice versa, you can be sharing or you can be adding. I work on this page, the other guy work on this page, all of you push it and then merge it together. And at the end of the day, you have a collaborative project where everything is properly documented. So this is my repository. This is my GitHub page. I need to create a project for us where we can be able to push the project I promised to share with you. Now, mind you, my computer has been set up to use GitHub for a long time. So for those of you that haven't set up their computer for GitHub, you are going to face a bit of challenges and difficulties. But my advice is use Chat GPT so that you can be able to get a guideline or use YouTube videos and follow the guide to set up your computer. Your computer could be Linux-based operating system on it. It could be Windows-based operating system on it. So there are a lot of guidelines on how you can set up your computer to have GitHub account at the same time to have the Git, because first you must have Git before you can get to GitHub. GitHub is the platform, while Git is the software. So, but do the research yourself. It's part of your assignment. When you do it, add it to your logbook, okay? So I want to start by going to my profile, okay? I will now click on your repositories, okay? So I'll need to click on new. Excellent. So I'm going to give this repository name called text to image. Okay, text to image. So this is the name of my the repository that I'm going to share this project with you. You can also put description of the project, but it's optional, so I'm not going to put anything. Then we have two types of GitHub uh, access, or how the GitHub repository can be accessed. There are public access. So when you mark any of your repository public access, it means anybody with the link can be able to copy the project and can be able to contribute. It means if we are working on this software for text to image, when we mark it as a public repository, it means anybody with the link can be able to have a copy of the project and can be able to make changes, edit something, or add a new feature, and then merge it or push it to what we have on the repository as one. Then the second part is private. Private, you have to be added as a team member. That is when you can be able to copy the repository, at the same time make contribution. So in our context, we have many students, so we have to make it public, because if we make it private now, it will be difficult for me to accept all your requests. So I'm going to make it public so that all of you can be able to access the repository. Okay, so already it's marked as public. If you want to go private, you click on private. Okay, so we click create repository. Excellent. So the repository has been created, but nothing is added on the repository. So the next process is to go back to where we have this project. So the project, let me open my IDE. Okay. I have another project already open. So let me open this project that I want to share with you, which is called text to image. Text to image. Okay. Okay. So this is the project that I want to share with you, the entire project. So if I want to share this project with you, what I need to do is to go back to this guideline that states that if I want to share this with you, I have to follow one of these. First, we have to initialize. Second, we have to commit. Third, we have to create a branch. Guys, you have AI tools, you have a lot of search engines, use them to understand each and every process. So, but let me quickly explain this. First, git init, which is you want to initialize that this folder is now attached to this repository on GitHub. Okay, so we need to type in git init. Okay, so it means we have initialized this folder to be on Git. Okay, the second is git add. Okay, git add dash, that's plus stop. So what this means is whatever we are adding here, they are going to be fully on the GitHub. That's everything is going to be on GitHub. All the folders will be on GitHub. all the folders. So it means if all these folders are on GitHub, all the files are on GitHub, you can be able to access it. You can be able to access it, and you can be able to see the file. So guys, give me like 2 minutes or three thereabout. We have some of our colleagues here that want to join us physical, so that they can be able to join us physical. Just few of them. I know some of you will ask, I want to join physical. These are some of our colleagues in the university. Idafe, can we have the smart board turn on so that we can share the screen? Okay, so when you do git add all, it means that plus stuff or the dot mean all. Okay, git add all. Okay, if I hit enter, it is going to add all the files, all the folders. Everything is going to be added. So it will take a bit of seconds before you can be able to see it added. Although this sometimes could be due to a lot of packages or a lot of, because I already have the EMB. All of you know what is EMB, virtual environment. So I haven't exempted the virtual environment. I want you to have everything, because if I exempted the virtual environment, you will struggle. So I want to make the virtual environment available for you, which has a lot of files inside of it. You see many folders, and each folder has a lot of content under it. So that is why I want to add the EMB. Okay, so a lot of folders. So it will take a bit of time. So it's added. Okay. Give me a few seconds. Let me share my screen with the. Right. Think it up. If they can use the smartboard instead of using their device, they can watch. Okay, so I'm back. So after after we have initialized and added the whole of the folder into Git, that means we are adding the folder to be part of Git. The entire project structure will be on Git, okay? So after that, the next process is to commit. So the first is initialize, which state that, okay, this folder is marked to be on GitHub repository, that's one. Then git add all, meaning you are adding the entire folder structures as well as all the files. So the next part is commit. What commit does, it wrap or it encapsulate, it put all the file together for them to move into the GitHub repository. So the next command is git commit -m. Then you need to state the commit message. What are you doing? Migrating project to GitHub. Okay. Okay, you hit enter. Also, this will take a few seconds or minutes. It depends on your network speed. Okay. And also it depends on the amount of files and folders you have. Okay. Then after this, the next is branch. Okay, now here we go. First, we have branch. Second, we have the GitHub link. Okay, so we haven't added the link yet, so it's fine. We can go with this process, or we can use this other one, anyone we want to use. Okay, so git branch m. So what means this is the branch. What is a branch in GitHub? Branch meaning a segment of where you want the project to be. Also, do more research to understand about all this. The essence of the branch, it helps you to make sure that you have version control, meaning we can work together now. I can be able to give you a branch that you can be able to put all your data. So even if there is a code error from your branch, it won't affect the main branch. Okay, so we can be able to create as many branches as we want. Okay, do more research to also understand how you can be able to create different branches. Okay, so after that, we need to add the remote origin, or we need to add the main origin. Now, this origin meaning it is the link that you can be able to follow and see the code we have added on the GitHub. Okay, so I'm going to press that command, git remote add origin, then this is the link. So as soon as I hit on this, I have added the remote origin. The last part is to push it. Pushing meaning that we are now copying, pushing the entirety of this project folder and files to the text to image repository. Okay, so look at it. It's pushing 7%, 8%, 24. You see it's running. It's progression 35%. Although I have good network speed, 6 megabyte, 5 megabyte per second, so it's good enough to push it within a short period of time. 3 MB per second. You see the total file, 109 MB is increasing. Okay, so it means it's a lot of files because of the virtual environment. If I want, I could have removed the virtual environment so that the file will just be very minimal. But I don't want you to struggle. I want you to have everything. So you see, it's done. And we have, what is this? We have how many? 220. So let's see, I've seen error. So I don't know what caused the error, but let's look at it. So it means we have an error. So now this is what I was telling you. Whenever you have this type of error, uh, feel free to use AI to ask for any questions. So look at what happened. Large files detected. You may want to try Git large file storage. So you see they're stating that these files are too many. Why is because of the virtual environment, the virtual environment. So how do we go about this? If you have a larger files and well, the Git is of two versions, premium and free version. So it means now that I have to work with you guys to share the entire project in Google Drive. But I want you to learn how to do this. You can do the virtual environment yourself. You can create it, but it's easier to work with what I have. So what we are going to do now, if you have this type of problem, like I've said, research on the internet, and you can see a lot of solutions. So, but for now, we are going to uh, ignore the EMB folder. Okay, we are going to ignore the EMB folder. So there is something called git ignore that is normally added. The git ignore will help you to ignore any folder or file you don't want it to be on GitHub. Take examples. You have a project that has database connection, some vital information you don't want to share. The git ignore will help you to ignore those files. Let's go together. Let's work together. Let's open, let's use chat GPT so that we can generate this file. Okay, so how to create git ignore for a Python project with EMB folder. Simple. We already know what to do. And that is why the AI is quickly helping us to do it. Look at it. You need to create a file called git ignore. Okay, so what we need to do is to copy this file, go back under our project folder. Okay, right click. And one beautiful thing about these tools, that is the FileCharm, it has a lot of files extension. It can help you to determine what types of files you are creating. Automatically, when you add it, you can see it's asking us to add it on Git because we have already initialized the folder to be a Git folder. Okay, so now we have our git ignore. Okay, so the next things we need to do is to determine what need to be out. What is that folder that we don't want it to be on our git? Okay, although see this is a command to use, but we are not going to use it. So what we need to do is, all these are types of file that need to be ignored. But there are two files that are important. Number one is SQLite, which is our database. So we are not going to play with that database, okay? If I didn't share the database with you, it will be a problem. You have to create it from scratch, which is an easy process. It's not difficult, okay? But these are the recommended files. .sqlite 3 .emb. So this is what we want to remove. Okay, copy this. When you copy it, paste it. You see, if it's working well, if I click on this, it will take me to the folder. So it means it has been marked properly. Now, the other things I want you to know is we have database here. Already the project do have a database. Let me show you how the database works. If I double click on this database, you see it will open a database panel for me by the right hand side, okay, which has my schema as the database name. Okay, these are the tables currently I have. Okay, I have group, permissions, user, and the rest. And I can open the database by double clicking, and I can be able to see the data in the database. And also, don't forget, I can be able to add data on this database table. So this is another time lecture, so you can be able to explore that by yourself. Okay. So after we have achieved this, to resolve the problem we have currently, we need to go back to do git add all. We are adding the, because we have changed, we have added some few code. So when you add more and more code on your project, if you want to push it, you have to follow this process. Git add, if you want to add it all, but recommended always git add all. Okay. Then after that, git commit, dash m, then state the message of your commit. Fixing error, okay, and hit enter. You see, these are what have been added. Okay, we have added, we have created these, git ignore, data source.xmls, all these, okay. Then after that, git push origin, let's go and know what is our, and find out what is our branch. So our branch is main, okay. Git push origin main, okay, hit enter and give it a few seconds, because this time should be few seconds, not up to a minute, because the files is not as large as before. 70, 84, 94, 100. Okay, I hope we are not going to encounter the same. So what we have, 97, almost 200 gig, where this file is coming from. Still the same, uh, still the same error. So let's find out what file is this that is blocking uh, our project, because we have almost 200 gig of files, okay, and we've been pushed back because the file is really huge. Okay, so let's come back here and find out. This has been ignored. This has been ignored. So what is the problem? So, like I've advised you, when you have these type of problems and you don't know how to sort it, we have our friend. Okay, what you need to do, copy the error message already there. We have it. Copy it and paste it in your chat GPT so that you can have sort of solution that you can be able to, So number one is we need to remove it and clear the cache. Okay, so let's try that. Like I've said earlier, writing computer code is really, really, really boring. When you do it, you are going to encounter a lot of errors. So you have to be patient in addressing those errors. So what happened here? Um, Git remove. It means we are removing this folder from Git. RM meaning remove. Uh, Cache meaning we are removing the cache from the what do you call it? We are removing the cache from the Git that is initialized on our computer. Okay. Now when you come back, you do git add. Okay, or let's do the commit. They suggested we do commit git commit dash m fixing error. Okay, hit enter. Okay, after commit, we do git push origin master. Okay, git origin. Our branch is what? Main, not master. I'm used to master. Main. MB 60, 70 MB, 90 MB. Amount of files. If we're not lucky, we are going to have the same error. Exactly, the same error. So that doesn't work. So what we need to do, this doesn't work. Already we have git ignore. Okay, we have follow all this process. We have follow all these. We have follow all these. Just didn't follow some part of it. So guys, that's how writing code is. Sometimes even with the AI, it will take you a bit of time before you can be able to sort some few issues. This is just simple way of, it's very easy way of pushing your project so that you can be able to collaborate with other uh, uh, members. Okay. So let me try something. Git add, git commit. Don't be discouraged. I know nothing to commit. Okay. Already we have followed this one. We have added git ignore. Okay, we have added git ignore already. So what I'm trying to see here, let me try this. Okay, I want to remove the EMB folder completely. So after removing the EMB folder, let me see if the folder will still be there. Okay, the folder is not there. I've deleted it. I use rm, that's remove EMB. So I've removed the EMB folder. So let me do git add git commit. So sometimes experience matters, because if you search for some of these and you couldn't see it, it's really, really very difficult. So let's do this, guys. Let's go back to the project folder. I have deleted the huge file that will stop us from pushing, and see what is stopping us to get that done. Internship folder. Okay, text to image. Let me see the file size. Info. How many megabytes? Wow, 239.7. So it means it's a huge file. What I need to do, I can sort out folder by folder to see their capacity, I mean their size. This is kilobyte template. This is kilobyte. So guys, this is called debugging. When you have an error, the process of finding what is stopping your code from working, that's called debugging. Okay, the database very manage.py. This is a small file, 4 kilobyte. Okay, generator, how many kilobytes? Okay, 37 kilobyte on the disk space. Okay, idea. Okay, this is 3 MB, so I can send this file out. I don't need it. This is also always set by the is set up by the IDE, the PyCharm. So I'm going to move it out. Let me see the Git folder itself. What is there? Wow. So you see, the Git folder is the one stopping us to do what we want to do. The solution is to remove it completely. Remove it. So remove. Excellent. So if I check the file informations, the folder information, you see, we only have 201 kilobytes, 201 kilobytes, which means we need to also start afresh. We need to initialize everything from beginning. Okay, so coming back, we don't have anything now. So it means we have to start from this process. So take it that we are starting just now. Okay, git init. Okay, we initialize the folder. Okay, we can add readme. Readme is a guide, informations. Let's add that too. It's important. Okay, let's have it. Okay, after that, commit. So git commit dash m pushing project to repo. You can put any message. Okay. Okay, I forgot to do something. Git add all, because I didn't add all the project folder. Okay, so it works now. You need to add everything. Okay, then after that, our branch. Okay, after the branch, you need to add the origin master, which is the repository itself. Okay, then after that, the last part, which is push, and it's going to work now. Done. So you see how easy it is. So it means if now I refresh this, you can see this is our project. If you maybe Idape can copy the, let me share this link on the, okay, I'm not going to open my Telegram. So, but if you check github.com/horizon ltd/text to image, you should be able to see this file open. So it means everybody can be able to view these files. You can be able to clone it on your computer. Cloning meaning copying it to your computer. So that is how easy it is. Like I promised, you can generate the EMB by yourself. It's easy. Just type in search on the AI tools, how to set up EMB. You have to state your computer. If your computer has a Linux-based operating system, either based on Ubuntu, based on any of the Linux, okay, you have to state that. Then if your computer is Windows, you have to state. If it's Mac OS, you have to state that. So my own is Mac OS, so I have to state that. How to set up EMB on Mac OS, okay? Okay, you see the process? Simple, 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 very simple. You have to install the EMB. I have done all that. If I want to create, all I need to do is to follow this command, the last command. So you are on, you haven't done all this one. You have to first check if you have the Python on your machine, which I believe all of you do have Python. If you don't have, you install the Python. If you already have Python installed, all you need to do is to run this command. Now, if I come back here, let me clear this. CLSC. Okay, if I paste in this command Python 3m-m ven space emb and hit enter on my keyboard, I refresh the page, you see my EMB is back. So as easy as that, I now have my EMB back. So that is what I want to share with you. It has taken a lot of our time. So let me show you how effective this is. The good part is whatever you add, whatever you do, you can be able to push it, and other partners or other project members that are connected to the same project repository, they can be able to see the changes and they can be able to merge it, add it up with what they have. Okay, take example. If I want to add maybe another folder, or let's even try pushing this EMB. If I want to push this EMB, I have to remove them from the git ignore, save it, git add. I have made changes. I have added EMB and I have removed some few lines of code here. So I need to do git add all. Okay. Do you see? Git commit, adding EMB folder, hit enter. You see, it's added. Git push origin main. Okay. I hope it's not large enough. Excellent. So you see our EMB now have gone. So let's refresh the page. You see, we have adding as a message, adding EMB folder, and we have the EMB folder added. So that's how easy it is. So for those who want to, maybe somebody have added something and you want to have the copy of what that person have done, you need to pull. Pushing meaning you are pushing on the repository. Pulling meaning you are pulling an update. So this time around, I want to show you how the pulling is. So I need to add, let me add the README file directly. This is instructional guide on how to create an AI text to image project. Okay, commit. Why I'm having this? Because I'm the admin. Okay, I'm the admin, and I created the project. So you can do it from your computer, just like what I've done. I've added few files and then push it, then you have the copy. So if I come back here and I want to have the copy of that file, what I need to do is to do git full origin main and hit enter. Voila. So here I have the files. You see it, readme. I have it locally on my computer. So that is how easy it is. You can be able to make corrections, add projects, and then your project team members can be able to have a copy. That is how every software is developed, mostly in advanced project team. Okay, so I believe we have learned a lot in terms of Git, and that is all. Try and clone the folder, clone the project repository. Okay, try and run it. If you have error, don't hesitate to use the AI tool for you to be able to explore ways and methods in sorting those issues. Now, our lectures for today is on data analytics. Well, I'm not going to say a lot, but we are going to start with practical as soon as the opening, because there's no time. I believe we have spent how many minutes, Idafe? We have 8 minutes. Okay, so to save time, quickly, data analytics, data science, data, all this data is all about data. First, you must have the data. Having data meaning you have a data and you want to make sense of that data. You want to tell information. For me, when you say data analytics, okay, or data analysis, it simply means a process of going through data, existing data, to learn the patterns or to understand the patterns between the data for you to give an appropriate or important knowledge to the data stakeholders. Take example, I have a company with 2 employees and I'm paying them salary every month, maybe 10,000. And also I have customer maybe around 20,000 and they are making a purchase every month or every day. If you are in charge of the administration or the finance, if I ask you, how many sales do we have today? If you don't know data, or if you don't know how to deal with data analysis, it will take you time. You said, okay, I'll send the report tomorrow or next tomorrow. But if you have data analytics techniques or knowledge, you can be able to set a tools or a files or a project that with a single click you can be able to tell story about what you have. So for me, that is data analytics. We have many tools that can be used in handling data analytics. Many tools are out there. I believe the basic tools in data analytics is Excel. Excel is one of the greatest tools when it comes to data analytics. You can be able to tell story in data with help of Excel. You can you can generate data visualizations. Maybe if you have a data of 20 pages, 10 pages, you can be able to create a data visualization of a page to summarize the whole story about the data. That's one. And there is Power BI which is also very, very good. Power BI, as well as Excel's, all their Microsoft tools in terms of dealing with data. And there are a lot of data analytics software out there. But today we are going to use something new. Uh, I'm a computer scientist and I like people to learn based on computing. Well, the tools also is a computational tools, but it's also important for you to know how these Excels and Power BI are being used in terms of data analytics. So quickly today we are going to use a tool called Orange. It's a software. Let's search on the internet. I believe some of you knows about it. Orange. So Orange, we see orange.com, but this Orange is for data mining. So go to the page. So this is information. There are a lot of informations. You can read their documentation. Okay, this is documentation about Orange. There are tutorials. Uh, there are examples, workflow. Why I choose to use Orange is because Orange is not only for data analytics, but also is used for AI, is used for artificial intelligence. So it means it's a very giant tool that can be used to do a lot. Look at it: text mining, bioinformation, survival analysis, classification, clustering algorithms, hierarchical clustering, a lot of, it has a lot of support. So I've already installed Orange on my computer. So I'm going to search for Orange. Okay. So when you open Orange and when you install Orange and you open it for the first time, this is what you are going to see. Okay. You are going to see new, open, recent video tutorials, get started, example, documentation. Also, you can use the same chat GPT to generate guideline or support on how you can deal with data. But for the purpose of this internship, we are going to take a quick overview of the Orange and how we can use it for data analysis. Okay, so you need to select new. Okay, now you have new work panels or workspace. Okay, coming back, you see with Orange, you can do data analysis, you can do data transformation, data visualization, you can do, you can create AI models for predictions, you can evaluate data, you can deal with supervised and unsupervised machine learning. Okay, so this is just simple things you can use with a few things, that you can use Orange to do. But today we are going to explore the data part. Okay, so in Orange, it has something called widget. All these are widgets, okay, which means tools. We can simply call them tools. Each tool has its own purpose. Take example, file. Read data from an input files or network and send to data tables to do the output. So it means before you can start anything data analysis, you first need to have the file, the data. You must have the file, okay? So click on the file, okay? When you click on file, the file icon, the icon will be dropped on the workspace. After the file is dropped on the workspace, you need to select which file, where is the location of the files, where are you getting the file from. So double click, When you double click, you have two options to load file. Number one, you can load file from existing data structure. Number two, you can load file from URL, which you need to paste in the URL here, or you load from existing file. Already, Orange do have existing data sets for students, for experts to explore the use of the Orange so that they can understand how Orange work before they can build on top of their data. So if you want to know much about it, there is folder icon here. Click on the icon. You can see these are some of the data sets. Okay, if you have your own data set, you can copy and put it in this folder. Then from there, you can be able to load it. There are different type of data set that you can load on Orange. Let's start. You can use Excel. You can put your data on Excel sheet, and then you can put it here. Also, you can generate a CSV files, which is comma separated value. You can put it in the project folder or dataset folder where you can pick it and then drop it on the workspace or the working environment. Okay, so different type of data set, you put it here and then you can be able to access it. So today our data set, we are going to use Titanic data. Okay, you can explore, use the iris data, housing data, heart disease, brown selected. There are also some other data set that you can get on your own and add it. Conference. Okay, so we are going to select the Titanic. Okay, open. When you do open, you can see a quick or a brief overview of the data that is going to be used for your analysis. You can see some of the data summary. We have status, we have age column, we have sex, we have survive. So these are different set of data. In survive, you have yes or no. In sex, you have male and females. Age, you have adult, you have child. Status, you have crew, first, second, and third. So this is telling you this is a data about Titanic. Okay, for those of you that know the history, if you don't know, you have to go and either watch a movie on it, or you can read some document or any an encyclopedia on that. Okay, so after that, we have selected the data now. Okay, we close it. So if you have a file, you have already selected where your data set is. The next is to select a table. The essence of tables is for you to see the data presentation, okay, of that selected data set. Okay, click on the table, it will be added. You can be able to drag anywhere you want to drag it. Okay, after dragging, you need to connect the data with the table so that you can be able to see the view. Now, point your cursor on the file and drag to the table, which is to the data tables. Automatically, they'll be connected. To confirm if the data is connected, you have to double click. When you double click, you can see this is the data. Okay, survive, yes, no, status, first, second, age, adult, child, sex, male, female. Okay, so you have the data. So this tells you that you have the data set connected to your table. Now, the next thing is maybe you want to visualize, want to create a quick report. You need to click also on the files. You can drag the connector, or you call it link connector, either up or down, anywhere you want to put it. I know there are people that know much about design, so you can draw the interface to look very well. Now, this is also something very wonderful about Orange. You can see we have data table, scatter plot, pen data, rank different set of options. For those that want to use it for AI, you can select any types of machine learning algorithm, linear regression, okay, anything, okay, related to AI, related to data science or data analytics, okay. So, but we want to present the data. So let's try use scatter flow for the data visualization, which I believe for those of you who are doing data science or data analytics already know what is a scatter flow. It's an interactive uh, plot or visualization tools, or you can call it a chart that has X and Y axis for you to be able to visualize data in maybe some of the tools. I don't know whether tools like Power BI or some of the tools that you're using do have that, but I believe they must have it. Okay, so select scatter flow. When you select scatter flow, automatically it is going to plot the chart for you. You see, you have the axis, so you can determine, you can define what you want it to be there. Do you want to use the x-axis for the status? You want to use the y-axis for the age, so you can click and select any types of uh, data you want to plot in the chart. Okay, you can see you can be able to select any one of it, and also you can be able to zoom. So it's depending on what you want. For those of you that are into the data analysis, you already know that this is very important tools for you to be able to visualize data. You can see if I want to know much about this, I can click on that point and I can have more details about it, about the data, and meaning in terms of the data representation, it is being marked with red. No is marked with blue. So that is how easy it is to use orange in terms of data visualization. Like I've said, this is just an opening. If you want to know much about it, install the tools. Directly from the tool, you have YouTube link that you can be able to watch a lot of videos on it. Also, there are documentations that if you need to understand fully how it works, you can study the documentation and you can do a lot. Now we have this. For example, if I want to know much about this, I can highlight this. After highlighting it, I can close it, okay, add another data tables, okay, for me to understand what is the data there that I've selected. You can see these are sort of data that I've selected in that area, and you can see the summary of the data. 991 instances was no missing data. So this is just an overview of how you can use Orange in data analysis. I know this is not going to make sense for few of you who are not doing data analytics because in data analytics, it is a bit difficult sometimes, but for me, you can categorize it as easy. So that is how easy it is. If you want to also map another segment, you can come back and mark it. Okay. When you come back, you can be able to see different set of data, and you can save it. Okay. So what I will advise you all to do is install the tools on your computer. When you install the tools on your computer, watch video tutorials as well as use AI tools and read documentation on how you can use it much better. Okay. All right. I don't know if we have questions because I know we have how many minutes we have? Time's off. So in nutshell, Orange is a data analysis and also an AI tools that you can use it to generate an AI models, at the same time analyze data, get data from different sources, be it is Excel, be it is from the uniform resource locator, and it can be attached to the Orange, and you can be able to do a lot of it. Like I've said, this is just a brief overview of the Orange. Time will not permit us to go deep into how these tools can be used. But like I've said, let me close the tools and show you how you can be able to access this guide or the video tutorials. When you open it, when you open the Orange, you have video tutorials, you have examples, you have documentation. So if you click, it is going to take you to YouTube, where you, as well as it's a set of videos on how you can use Orange to do data visualizations and a lot. And also when you come back, there is documentation, where the documentation, you can see it a range of widgets. Take example file widget. You can click on it. You can be able to see how you can import file, okay, how you can connect it, how you can connect with Excel. If you go back, take example, you want to do a transformation using a transform tools. You select aggregation. You can see how you can be able to aggregate data with that. And let's go down, data visualizations. You want to use uh, math, heat map, okay, as well as tree viewer. You can be able to see different way to visualize data of it. So the tool has a lot of support. Just for you to be patient, because I know of us doesn't like to spend 2 hours, 3 hours to study something new. Okay, for those that don't use it for AI, you have KNN, algorithm 3, random forest, different types of algorithms, linear regressions, neural network. Okay, you can be able to see different methodologies on how you can apply that. So it's for you to now take your time and study the documentation. And also, if you want to see sort of examples, you can see it from here. So it is up to you if you have the time to study it. It appears we have questions. Okay, okay. All right. Thank you so much. And that is all we have for today. Don't forget, learning is a continuous process. Don't just rely on what we have covered today. You can watch those videos, read documentations, ask your colleagues, then you'll be able to do a lot with these tools. Thank you and bye for now.